Everyone, welcome back to Stuttering Tech. I'm the one and only Stuttering Drew, and today I'm reviewing the Boltune BH024 True Wireless Bluetooth Earbuds. I know I haven't made a video in a while, and that's because I'm at work. I'm working. I come home. I have to be a teacher as well, and it's kind of tough to make these videos consistently as I would like. But that's how life works. Like I said, I'm swamped at work, especially with the COVID cases increasing. I'm swamped at work, and as I told you guys before, I work at a hospital. So when I'm not at work, I'm home with the kids, and that's been my life right now. And I took a day off, and I was gonna actually do it Wednesday night, and I'm a guy that I love to watch wrestling, specifically AEW, and usually I have it I have it recording, and I watch it maybe the next day on my way to work and on my way home from work, and then I might watch it when I get home, whenever I get a little time. It took me a couple of days, but I don't know. Wednesday night, I actually set up everything to shoot this video, and something told me, you know what, just go ahead and watch AEW live. And I was watching All Elite Wrestling, and then my favorite wrestler, my childhood hero, Sting, walked out, and that got me so pumped and everything. I forgot about even doing this video. To be honest with you guys, I was so pumped. My childhood hero, that I know he retired back in 2015 because of injuries and everything, but he looked great. I mean, he's 61, about to be 62, and he looks very, very great. But let me jump into the review, because I know this is not a wrestling review show or whatever. This is supposed to be about technology, and I will jump into that. But before I do that, I'd like to invite all of you to try Audible Plus free for 30 days. The link is in the description down below. With Audible Plus, you can listen to Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, all made to be heard. The link is in the description down below. There's no commitment. There's no contracts. You can quit anytime before the 30 days, and you'll be fine. You won't be charged for anything. So go ahead and give it a try. The link is in the description once again. All right, now let's go right into the review. They feature Bluetooth 5.1, aptX deep bass, in-ear detection, CVC8 noise reduction for clear calls, IPX8 waterproof, USB-C quick charge, and up to 42 hours of playtime. You get 7 hours of battery life on a full charge from the buds, and then the case provides an additional charges equaling 42 hours of playtime. Now let's look at the design. They are before I do that, let me go through my little disclaimer. I run this through the washing machine. I forgot these in my pants, and they went for a 40-minute ride in the washing machine. Then after that, they went to a 40-minute ride in the dryer. So I didn't notice until I was taking the clothes out and they fell out onto the floor. The buds were not even inside of the case. So they went for a 40 minutes through the spin cycle and everything, and then they got dry. And they still work. They still connect to my phone. And they still sound great. Yeah. So let's look at the design here. So as you can see, this is made of plastic, and it's wrapped in this woven fabric here. And as there's still some plastic visible, like the gray trim going around, and this black plastic in the back around next to the USB-C quick charge port. There's also a button. Now this button don't actually work anymore since it went into the dryer, but this is a multi-function button, which usually when you press it, it usually puts on the light that's here. It was not coming on because now you have to do that. But yes, that it usually is for the battery to tell you. Now there's only two colors on this light. Is red and white. White means it's fine. Red is when it's about to die. So I mean, unlike the BH023, which was my last review, which has 3 indication lights, this does not. So you only have that one to rely on, that one indication light to rely on. This button also doubles as the reset. So you have an option whether when you want to disconnect this from your phone to connect it to something else, maybe a laptop or a tablet or whatever else, you can either go into your device Bluetooth setting and unpair it from there, or you can come right here and hold on this button for 10 seconds until the LED starts to flash, and then that will reset the buds. That function does not work anymore on my copy because, like I said, it went for a nice roller coaster ride inside of the washer and the dryer. And also the name, the Boltune logo, which was right here in the top, got washed off. But other than that, it still works pretty fine. So inside here we have the buds themselves, and they look pretty good. As you can see, inside it has the left right branding inside, and yeah, the buds themselves are longer than my 023s, than the 023, and they're a little bit smaller around the earpiece, the part that goes inside of your ear. They're a little bit smaller. They're not as big as the other one. The 023s are bigger here, but they're shorter on this side. Now, when we're talking about the sound, these sound very good. These sound great. I have no problem when it comes to the sound of these. They sound great. They have great good bass. The bass to me is not as pronounced as the 023s, but they are still good bass, and that sounds really good, excepting for when you go up to those higher volumes. I noticed, unlike the 023, which to me doesn't really fall off that much, these fall off a little bit more than the 023s. You get a little bit drop in bass once you get to that 80, the 80 to 100% volume. You notice that the audio starts to drop off a bit. I mean, the bass, on the bass side, it starts to drop off, and then on the heights, on that trim treble, you notice that it starts to get a little bit distorted. I don't listen to my music that high anyway. I always go between 30 and 50%, maybe sometimes I'll go up to 60%, but mostly I stay between that 35 and 50% volume level. And that also speaks to the battery life, because they've said 42 hours, but that is to me is suggestion and testing. I don't know what levels they had the volume on to get that number, but for me, I got more than that, being that I don't listen to it on 100%. I've noticed that I've went 11 hours listening for music for 11 hours. I spent like 8 hours at work. Deliberately kept it in my ears for 8 hours straight, listening to music even though I wasn't really paying attention, for 8 hours straight, and then came home and used it on phone calls and with YouTube videos, and about 11 hours of use, and the earbuds still didn't go. I didn't check the battery on my phone because it gives you the battery percentage on your phone, but I did not even. It didn't even warn me that the battery was low or anything like that. It went for a pretty long time. So that may vary depending on your usage. So these are great, but especially 42 hours of battery life. I mean that beats the 023, which is 30 hours of battery life, which I got more than 30 hours in those. And when I first picked these up, I charged them when the UPS truck brought this, and I charged them up, and that was the only time. It took me 2.5 weeks before I had to charge these again. And that may vary depending on your usage. But for me, in my day-to-day usage, it took me 2.5 weeks, and I charged it just like 3 days ago for the second time ever. So they are pretty good when it comes to battery life. Now, when it comes to the waterproofing, of course, it speaks for itself already. They went for a 40-minute ride in the washer and a 40-minute ride in the dryer, and they still work pretty good. So that speaks to the waterproofing right here. There's no more to be said about that. You can wear these and put them in the dryer, wash, which I do not recommend, and they still work. They still work pretty fine. I have no issues. My music is still loud and everything, and the touch commands and everything still work. Now, speaking of the touch command, which is a great segue, I disagree with some I disagree with something that they did. Now, unlike the 023, I wanted them to change the way how volume is increased, you know, because before you, unlike the 023s, you have to tap and keep tapping to raise the volume up, and that makes you look like you're a crazy person outside, smacking yourself in the head trying to raise up the volume, or like you got an itch in your head, or like you're a crazy person. But they changed that. You just tap and hold, and it increases whether or decrease depending on left or right. What they did though, which I think they dropped the ball on, was they removed the play pause function and for in-ear detection, which doesn't work that well overall. I mean, ever since it went through the wash and dry, it seems to work pretty great. But before that, it did not work fine, in my opinion. When I take them out of my ear, yes, the music will stop playing, and then when I put them on the desk, it just starts playing again, or hold them in my hand, the music will or the video will just play. It will start to play again. The fact that you don't have the play pause function, every time you want to pause, if someone is talking to you or you want to hear an announcement, you can't just pause. You have to take them out of your ear to listen. That part I did not like at all. I don't know why they chose that option. They could have kept the in-ear detection like so many others that I have. That like my Jaguar Elite 65T, they have play pause function and in-ear detection. That's something I think they dropped the ball on. They didn't have to remove one to put the other one in. I don't know why they went with that choice. Overall, I think these are some awesome Bluetooth for the price. If you have the 023s, I don't suggest you upgrade to the 24. You're not really gaining anything other than some controlled stuff like the tapping, like I mentioned. But other than that, it's great. Now, the price on these are $59.99. Right now, there is a promotion where you get $10 off, and then you get an extra $10 off coupon, bringing the price down to $39.99. The link is for these. If you're interested in getting it, is in the description down below. And that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to check out your free trial of Audible Plus, free for 30 days. That link is also in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.